Hello, everybody. Sorry, I actually sat here and did this reading once already, or at least got into it. Um, and then technical difficulties, I'll tell you, it's crazy. So I didn't want to start over like by pulling new cards because it's really a good reading. Um, anyway, I'll go through and see if I can show what I was showing here. First cat card out was cat, independence. You are a natural leader or healer. Your intuition is strong. You do not have to go with the crowd. Life supports you in every way. So the bottom of the deck over here, let me get it. Actually, this way is the Lynx. Okay. Keeper of secrets. Take time out from the world and be the observer. Nothing can deceive you when you trust your knowing. You see others' secrets and keep them sacred. In silence and solitude, you will find your strength. And my next card out was courage, the lion here. And what I'm feeling is that we have someone here that is coming into their independence, right? And using those natural gifts. So, those gifts being those parts of ourselves which we have practiced over and over and over again. Okay, so for instance, a tarot reader who comes into the gift of reading tarot cards and starts to feel spirit speaking to them through that, right? So they do tarot after tarot after tarot reading, and it becomes a natural gift, one that has been practiced enough to bring independence. So those gifts, those skills, those talents that come from within us. And at the same time, we have this Lynx over here. Let me put this here. We have this Lynx here who is the keeper of secrets. They are sacred secrets, right? And they keep others, they see others' secrets and keep them sacred. So it's seeing things and knowing things. It's an inner knowing that is unspoken, right? It is that discernment within us that is practiced and says, yeah, I see this happening. I'm observing this happening. But now it's not quite the right time to bring that out. And we know that. And so we hold these things sacred because not everyone, right, is going to be responsible with the knowledge that we have, right? Not everyone is going to see things the way that we do. Okay, this is really wisdom coming into being also. So we could also take this as someone who sees or knows or has that intuitional gut instinct that something is there that others do not see. And it can be a little bit of a hesitant feeling. It can be feeling called to speak or act on that intuition, and yet not really feeling secure, not really having evidence of what we know. And as I was pulling these little cards here, the bottom of the deck was the fox, right? It's resilient. This lynx knows that this fox is watching her. Okay. Cats have great peripheral vision. But if you see, she's not tense at all. She's quite relaxed in her knowing. Right? We're observing through our third eye, right? Through our peripheral vision, this fox. And this fox is calling us to be resilient. So when we're resilient, it's like a runner, right? Someone who runs like 5K races, right? They see the finish line. Just because they see the finish line doesn't mean they pump it into high gear. They know they still have to have that resilience. They know there's still that last mile to go, right? They know when to kick it into high gear and when to just kind of go at the pace, go at the flow, right? Observe what's coming in from the peripheral vision through the third eye, giving us those intuitional hints, staying steady, right? And just observing, because behind the fox is destiny. Destiny. This is a time when we will be called to step into our destiny. And what does that look like, right? For us. Okay. So we have quite a lot of feline energy here. Mainly from the center to the left. So a lot of this is your divine feminine, the unseen realms, right? Those silent whispers from within coming forward and saying, prepare, be ready, stay relaxed, stay smooth, know what you know, and just observe. Just observe. You are courageous. You are brave. You are strong. You can hold your head up high, knowing what you know. Okay? It's having the courage, having the bravery, having the wisdom, the strength, the self-discipline, the honor, the integrity to rise above whatever this is we see or suspect or feel in the background. And a lot of times the fox can be a signal to bring in that fun, joyful energy, that playful energy, right? Because judgment is here. This fox, I suspect, has called judgment on an energy, possibly on the lynx, because to the fox, looking at that lynx doesn't look like it knows anything, right? Because if it knew what was over here in the background, wouldn't it be, on its haunches, ready to pounce, ready to go. Like it's not responding, right? What does this lynx know that this fox doesn't, right? Judgment has answered a call. This fox could be that part of this lynx that is, say, an illusion, like deceitful, right? Where we deceive ourselves. But we're called to rise above this energy. Doesn't matter who calls it. When we look at another in judgment, like, what does that cat have that I don't? What do they know that I don't? We're calling judgment. And judgment's going to arrive and say, rise above, right? And it's not just going to pick it on the cat. The fox is going to be called to rise above too. See, judgment is almost like a collective energy. It comes in and it absorbs into our field. And so we find many things in our field that we're looking at and saying, okay, what is acceptable? What is not acceptable? What is seen? What is unseen? It's where we determine what is right or wrong, good or bad, right? It brings in the polarities. It calls us to rise from the heavier energies into the lighter energy. And so it affects all those in our field, right? All those energies we've called in. What is valuable? What is not valuable, right? So we're being called to be courageous, to be brave, to be true, right? To hold our head up, to walk with honor and integrity and courage, to rise above whatever this tricky energy may be back here, to surrender, right? Surrender to the knowing, surrender to what we know. To be the observer and allow that knowing to unfold. This is a dragonfly. It has come up, out, stretched its wings, totally surrendered, and we have the sun coming in. Now, one of the messages that sparked this little card sparked the whole reading. You are divinity unfolding. And here we see that divinity unfolding in the dragonfly. And it's almost like these are the ghosts, right, of the past. It's like being called up, these energies, rising above those darker energies, answering the call to rise, the call to it's answering the call of the divine. It's spreading our wings, throwing our head back, and allowing the wind of change to come in whatever way, shape, or form that may be. Trusting and knowing that all that we have learned, right, is true. You know, when we start to communicate with the divine, when we start to hear those whispers, it's fun. We can become very excited. But then there are times too where it's like, is that real? Is my intuition right? Like we wait for those signs, those symbols, those synchronicities. And this is spirit saying you will receive that sign, that symbol, that synchronicity. You may have already received it, right? And now it's just waiting for that divine timing to step in. We have the sun here, right under you are divinity unfolding. This is bringing clarity. This has that overall butterfly image, right? That transformation is unfolding for everyone to see. It is a blessed day. This could even be blessings in disguise, right? And maybe this Lynx knows that and is observing for the moment, for the call, waiting for that call to rise above, to surrender, right? So there is clarity coming in. There is clarity, and that clarity will bring about that healing and that independence. And we have the eye of the needle. So this is talking about that true value. Is the value that we see, that we hold, is it of the heart or is it of the ego? It reminds me of that. It's easier for a camel to pass through the eye of a needle than it is for a rich man, right? It's what that camel brings through that eye of the needle is held within. Only that which is truly value, right? Within. And this brings financial security. It brings that stability. It brings independence. Just allowing, surrendering to the energies, allowing the secrets that we hold within ourselves to unfold, to answer the call, to rise above, right? To be that phoenix, right? To step into that power, knowing and having faith that the wind of change will carry us. This is destiny behind this fox. It's destined that we will arrive, right? We don't always have to know all the fine details, right? Sometimes the journey and the joy and the fun, right? And it all is throwing your arms back and just riding the wind, whatever way that looks, whatever way that appears or sounds or feels, right? And It can feel like straddling two worlds. You know, when we're in this energy of the keeper of secrets, we're traveling between worlds. We're remaining here. We see the links physically, right? The links looks present. But perhaps they're lingering between worlds, right? Because they see this fox in the peripheral vision, in the third eye, behind the scenes, that perhaps no one else sees, right? So it can feel quite like I'm here, I'm listening to you, but my mind just went somewhere, right? It's also somewhere. Part of me is here and part of me is there. It's straddling the worlds, wandering between the realms. It takes a fine balance, a delicate balance, something that cats, the feline energies, are very good at. I used to have a cat that walked the power lines, the big lines, way above the road, right? That was her joy every day. That was the highest point in her jungle, and she could see everything from there. It's taking that higher perspective, that higher ground, right? They're also very patient. A cat will observe its prey. It will observe all day if it has to. And it observes and watches the pattern to the point that it can now anticipate, right, the next move. And perhaps they don't know exactly when that fox is going to move. But from the patterns and the behaviors observed, they know it's going to move. And so they wait, right? For that divine moment, that final call. That's when the cat comes out. That's when the cat lets the cat out of the bag. Lets everyone know what they know, knowing that not everyone is ready to hear or be responsible for or understand the knowledge and the wisdom that is there because it's sacred, right? The financial security, we have judgment here. We have the Knight of Cups that comes out. This is an offer of true value. This is offering up one's heart. This is offering up he's not a page anymore. When the page first gets that cup, they're jumping around, they're joyful. Oh, surprise, 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 right? And then they find out that they've spilt half of that cup on themselves in their celebration. And they realize that to ride that horse with that cup in their hand, they're going to have to be balanced. They're going to have to be secure, right? Confident. He's not going to war. His hood is up, right? His helmet, the shield on his helmet is up. He's going forth in faith and knowing that what he holds is valuable, but knowing that he can also maintain the balance to bring it forward. That balance. It's a divine balance. A balance that exists between the emotions and the earth. Right? He's taking what he knows in his heart, what he's learned from the emotions he's felt, and gleaned from the experiences he's had, and he's found balance and is bringing it forth now. Knowing that he's not going to see everything. He's allowing the wind to carry him. He's bringing it out in the light of day. It's transformative. It brings transformation. It brings clarity. Right? Going to see the king, right? Or the queen. And then we have spiraling between the worlds, the fool. The fool taking a leap, perhaps has companionship, friends, those that are loyal, maybe rooting for them, some of them willing to take the leap with them, but it's the fool that initiates it all. It's having faith. It's allowing ourselves to be free of the construct and the constraints that are perhaps placed around us. Giving ourselves permission not to follow the crowd. You do not have to follow the crowd. Your intuition is strong. You are a natural healer. This news may bring transformation, right? Coming forth with those secrets, bringing them into clarity, may bring healing and transformation. It's going to be something of great value to fit through the eye of the needle. Right? And at the bottom of the deck, we had the Three of Pentacles. This is collaborating. This is looking at what has already been built. It's making plans. It's going over the blueprints, right? It's discussing and collaborating things. This may be this group of people or this group or collective that we are breaking free from, and knowing that we don't have to do what everybody else does, that actually we are called to bring forth a new thing. It's not really a risk if everybody is doing it, right? I mean, can I say that? The risk is in doing what has never been done before, or is very rarely done, or that is feared by others. You have Three of Pentacles here. Well, I don't know. I don't know. What do you guys think? These guys don't look like it's too safe, right? Well, I don't know. That looks like a risky move, right? This fool knows it's holding a sacred secret. There is sacred wisdom, knowledge, understanding inside this fool. They see things others don't. They're acting on that faith, on that knowing. Meanwhile, we have a group here, right? Like, what is that? And behind them is temperance. It's balance. It's alchemy. It has held this cup long enough that it can ride this horse and not spill what's in it, not waste what's in it. What's in it is sacred. It is of true value. It brings clarity. It brings transformation. It brings a blessed day. It brings ultimately financial security. Because it's ridden long enough that it knows how to mix water and fire. Right? We can take that passion and that purpose and all of those emotions and turn it into healing. A healing energy, a balancing energy, a freeing energy, one that is charitable, that is selfless. And perhaps, just like with this cat and this fox in the background, right? We have this collaboration and we have temperance in the background. What is it the cat sees that I don't? What is it the cat knows that I don't? Because this is innocence and purity in its upright form. It's a natural flow. It's faith. It's your earth angel, your angelic presence there. Perhaps they feel it. They just don't know it like the lynx does. Right? So we have quite a bit of good energy coming in and a lot of encouragement. We also had the black bear show up. Gentle and wise protector, give me your confidence and power. Help me protect the ones I love. Awaken my intuition and guide me. It's the black bear. It's the guardian. Perhaps this is the request that the lynx made and it was fulfilled. Perhaps that is the motive behind the lynx. They're calling on that guidance. Help me to know when to move, right? On this fox energy. Help me to see and know clearly when it is time to rise above the fray, to come forward, right? In divine timing. And we have Ladybug Good Luck under here too, which I hadn't seen. You are bright energy. Let worry go and be happy here and now. Feel good about being a loving and colorful you. You bless the world with color and good luck. I don't know what that is under there. Okay. I see. I see. I didn't know that. All right. So it's letting go of the worry. It's letting go of the fox in the background, right? Letting go of the worry of who's watching or what they think or what their plans are. It's being called to take what we've learned, to take what we know, to rise above whatever deception or trickery there is, to have that courage, to stand in that faith and that self-discipline, to bring it forth, right? To allow it to unfold. To know what we hold within will make it through the eye of that needle. And it's opening limitless possibilities. It's the stars and the skies. It's like the lynx sitting on that bridge of initiation, receiving all of those downloads, right? All of this knowledge, all of this wisdom and understanding, knowing that there are limitless possibilities and that whichever one we choose to focus our intent on, right, is of true value. That it is an intention of the heart that is being brought forward, right? And that intention will bring that security, that financial security, right? The ability to provide house, home, clothing, food, water, your needs, right? And it is secure so that it is not stolen. It brings that stability in such a way that it cannot be shaken or taken, right? Because we have the dragon's hoard under here too, which is protection, protecting the future, right? That sometimes to protect the future, it's not about just blurting out everything we see and know. Some things are sacred. If this lynx just spewed out and acted on everything they knew, right? It may confuse those around us, right? Because they weren't really seeing the earth angel behind it all either. Sometimes it's not. Some things are just a watch and learn experience for some. And I feel like there are some watching and learning from when this lynx decides to stand head held high, rise above the doubt and the worry and the fear. This is teaching through way of being, right? It's now not do as I say. It's let me show you how. Because remember the fool, we have that little dog there. He's willing to jump with the fool, but it's going to be the fool that takes the leap first. The dog is loyal. He ain't going nowhere without his master, without his best buddy, without his friend. But if you take that leap, he'll take it with you. Right? And in that, we practice wisdom and discernment. When we know that, wait a minute, if I take this leap, these guys are going to take this leap with me, that whatever I'm leaping forward, whatever the universe is bringing forward, whatever is being called out from within me is truly going to make it through the eye of that needle, because it is based on healing. It is based on balance. It is based on knowing that we know who we are and having faith. This is taking the unseen, the unknown, and bringing it out into the open in a way that it brings clarity and blessings, life, vitality, transformation that is true transformation. It's not just a bunch of bags full of garbage. It makes it through the eye of the needle. Indeed. Let me see, what was I? Let's see here. I just want to pull, what is this judgment? Being courageous. This judgment card. One for the judgment card, please. Oh, great. Too many. I'm not taking, I just want one for judgment. I don't want more questions. Though we could be called to share also that divine love, that divine union within us between the masculine and the feminine, that joy, that breath of fresh air. We could be called to share that, as some may feel as they have missed the opportunity, right? This is it's a destined choice. So we will go now with Five of Wands, Page of Coins. So, and the World at the bottom. So it is a successful completion, a successful closing. Okay. This is hot energy. This can be those heated moments of conflict, right? Sparks of fire that light up those disputes within and around us about perhaps the investments of our time, our energy, right? Our heart, our mind, where we put these energies. It may be some conflict there, some fiery conflict. This is conflict that can lay blame, that can point fingers, that can be angry, resentful, that sort of thing. What are you doing? What do you think you're doing? Page of Coins over here with this new token that you just received, right? What are you doing? It's like, this is not time to play around, says the fox, right? It's that conflict, that internal conflict, whether it presents itself externally or not, that comes in and says, you can't do that. You can't go there. You can't say this. You can't be this way. You can't put your time and your energy and your love and your devotion and your dedication into this, right? Bringing about that energy, right? That we're being called to rise above. The blaming, the accusations, right? Rising above that. It is a successful and very abundant close to that chapter of doubting oneself, of bullying oneself, or of being bullied into believing that what we know doesn't have the value to make it through the eye of the needle. It's having courage in the face of that diversity, right? These guys, this lion, he has courage. We do this, he's looking away from it like, you know what? No sweat. For real, the lynx is over here, chill, relax. He knows what he knows. He knows where it's coming from. He's just observing things and allowing it to all unfold for that one courageous moment where he steps forward in honor and integrity and self-discipline and wisdom and pride to rise above all that conflict, to close out this chapter successfully, right? It's not an incomplete closing. It's a successful close of that chapter. He comes out as the emperor with a whole new ace of wands. That is success. The ace of wands with the magician having the power, all the experience to take that purpose, that passion, that inspiration, that new creation, and bring it forth as the emperor. This is someone, the king's answer to the emperor, right? The queen's answer to the emperor. This is where they go. This lion, this lynx knows, right, what they're doing. It's not amateur hour. Indeed. We have gone from dealing with the blame and the accusations and the conflict and the bickering and the arguing and the jealousy or the envy or whichever way this may have appeared internally or externally. We have gone from being that page, all right? We have closed out that cycle. We know what we know. We know what is determined to be sacred and what isn't. We have the wisdom to hold it and the balance to hold it until it is time to act, until it is time to rise above and bring that out into the sun for all to see. And we come out as the Emperor. Balanced, fair, just, true, kind, generous, right? All of these qualities with a whole new creation and the power and the knowledge of all of the elements in our hand. We have what it takes to bring it forward, and that is what we're being called to do. Right? So it's closing out that chapter on judgment. Let's see this Fool over here. The Fool. Ah, Knight of Tokens, Knight of Coins. So this is, bringing forward those investments, those new opportunities and investments that are going to bring a long-term success, long-term growth. That is that financial security. It may not come as quickly as it took us to make that leap. That initial leap can come quick, right? And if we look at this, it's almost like the way they landed, that the Knight of Tokens is looking up in this fool at this fool in awe. Like, did you just do that? Like, oh my God, I'm so glad I followed what I knew. I can't believe I actually did that. I had faith. I took a leap on that inner knowing, on that inner value, right? And that inner wisdom. I held myself, courageously, bravely, and honor, kept my head up, rose above the situation. And I am so glad I did, because this Knight of Pentacles tells me that this financial security is going to last a very long time. It may be slow coming in, but it's going for the long haul, right? This is stamina, right? It is making those decisions with intention, not worrying about what others or what everyone else is doing and saying. It's putting away the conflicts of yesterday, of our immature times where perhaps we acted foolishly and its negative connotations. And now we have grown and become wise. And the Wheel of Fortune, right? And the Tower behind it are here. This is divine intervention. It is that blessing in disguise, taking that leap, holding true to what you know. Crumbles the foundation of those Five of Wands and that page. It crumbles that foundation. It ends it. It kicks out of its tower, its house, its castle, its business, its relationships, what no longer serves. And its destiny. That leap of faith is activating destiny. It is stepping in to your rightful place. The place you were always destined to be. And the measure is of the heart. Because whatever was fake, whatever was not real, true to the heart, whatever was deceiving, right, is going to crumble and fall away. It's dead, it's done, it's over, right? This is saying that energy has been condemned and is now being demolished because destiny has arrived. And when that knight receives that opportunity and takes that leap, it triggers that wheel to turn. And this wheel turns in the favor of the fool. So it may be that there is a crumbling, a falling of structures, of beliefs, of ways that triggers this lynx. This fox may fall from grace, but when it does, this lynx, the way it sits calmly, right? The fox in the background, that lynx, when this fox, when its tower crumbles, this lynx, being the protective guardian, is not going to allow one fox to take down the whole collaboration, the whole plan, the whole everything that has been held in value. That lynx is going to be courageous, is going to rise above whatever the fray of that tower moment is, right? It's going to rise above all of that and take the leap into destiny. And it's going to bring long-term success. Long-term success. This could be leading a family, right? It could be leading children. It's like a mother who sees their children, they're all swinging and playing in the park and da 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 da. And then one of them says, "Oh, I think I'll use my sweatshirt to tie a loop around myself so I don't fall off this level of the monkey bars." And the mother's going, "Nah, you'll hang yourself," and steps out on time at the right moment while there's others in the background observing and learning, right? It's that energy that could even come in and help save and bring security to others because of the sacred knowledge that you hold, that coming out, being triggered at the right time in the right place. It leads the way. This could also be divine intervention. It brings balance. Bottom of the deck, 6 of tokens. This is charity. This is giving and receiving, equal reciprocity. It comes in and goes out in a flow, right? It's balance. It's not being greedy, but it's not being foolishly throwing your value out there. It is balanced value. And it's being brought out for the world to see in the earthly structures and foundations, right? The Queen of Wands, tuned in, or water, tuned in, tapped in, right? Let's just see here. I am physically and etherically shielded from negativity. I am protected. This may be feeling unsafe. This may be feeling lack, even like, where do we go from here? How do we do this? This looks too risky, right? That angel behind that temperance, behind that collaboration, that is that protection. It is being shielded and protected. The Ten of Cups. Every one of those cups received, being shielded and protected. It is knowing that I am physically and etherically protected from whatever negativity may come. Intentionality. I am focused, right? I am physically protected and I am focused because I know what I know. And others may doubt that. That's transformation right there. Transformation, acceptance, insight. I am present. That lynx is present. It may appear to wander between the worlds, but it is present. It does see that fox. It is watching this collaboration. It is watching these plans being made, right? It is watching that tower crumble. It is watching that cycle close out. It is waiting patiently, in peace, in harmony, for that call to rise above. And that call to rise above may be this fox's tower, but it is your presence, not your physical presence, your presence, your energy, your knowing, your divinity that is unfolding. And it is bringing truth and clarity to the real value of the situation, of the opportunity. Oh, Aries. This is going to be a popular energy here very soon. We have Aries coming out, Herkimer Diamonds. So yeah, that's going to be a popular energy coming up here soon. We'll be hearing a lot of people talk about Aries. It's that fiery energy. It is mixing that fire with that water. We've had a lot of water energy. Now we're coming into fire. And in the beginning, the waters can feel as though they outweigh the fire. But it is knowing that more fire is coming in, that this is just the beginning, just allowing it to unfold, waiting patiently, in peace, in harmony with the divine, remaining present, remaining focused, remaining balanced, knowing that we are protected. Someone is about to get a creative idea, a source of inspiration and passion. And it may be that creative idea, right? It may be that inspiration that is the trigger for the fool to take a leap, right? Taurus, harmony, intuition, and peace. My mind is clear and receptive to spiritual communication. It is literally maintaining that balance between the worlds, being present here and there at the same time. Who would have ever thought that that was possible, right? But we see more and more channelers coming out, channeling with their eyes open because they're realizing that they don't have to go away completely to speak to spirit, that spirit channels through us in our waking moments, right? And now we have learned to recognize those signs and symbols and synchronicities in our waking moments so that while we are present in both worlds, we know when to take that leap. We hear that call, that whisper of the heart that says, now is the time to rise above the situation, right? Angelic energies heal and protect me. I am filled with universal love and share it freely with others. And I feel like, yes, that is what is going on over here. We have someone who is full. They are full of that universal love, that knowledge, right? That inner balance, that what was once had to be sat with, right? When we get those downloads, we don't all of a sudden know everything that's going to happen, everything that's going to go on, every experience that's going to come around. But we do know that as we wait patiently, the signs and the symbols and the synchronicities will unfold within us first. And that it is only a matter of time before we see the signs, symbols, and synchronicities outside of us, perhaps in plans and collaborations and our interactions with others, right? This may be seeing a risk that this group is in. This group is feeling the risk. They are protected, but they're a bit overwhelmed here, maybe perhaps feeling the deception in the air also. But it's like this cat says, I got your back, right? I see you. I see the fox. I know the angel behind the scenes and is waiting for that moment, right? And it brings healing. I am healed. I release that which no longer serves me, and I am healed. Taking that leap brings healing. And sometimes overcoming that sly fox energy, right, means approaching the world with love and joy. Let's see what our angels have here to say. We have Metatron at the bottom of the deck. Angel of divine presence, miracles, powerful change, Akashic records, sudden shift, spiritual growth, hyper focus. I help you discover and develop your personal spiritual power and learn to use it to make a world a better place, a better world. It says act now. It is being called. It's answering that call. It's taking that leap. Archangel Metatron, I love working with Archangel Metatron. I love miracle energy, but it oftentimes does come in the form of divine intervention. It often does come in the form of the universe wrecking, those original plans, right? As a blessing in disguise. It often comes as a push off the cliff from the divine to bring forward the secrets you've been keeping so that others may receive the clarity, right? And the healing that comes with it, right? Thank you, Metatron. Powerful change, powerful transformation that has taken place internally, and now it's being called to come forward with that new creation. Remember the page in the Five of Wands there. That cycle was closing out. This cycle is successfully completed. It is successfully closed out. There was an emperor behind that, with a whole brand new Ace of Wands and the Magician, remember? It's bringing forth that new creation based on the lessons that we've learned, right? The knowledge that we've gained, the understanding that we hold, the wisdom, the balance. These cats, they can perform a balancing act like no one's ever seen, for real. Yahuwah. Angel of willpower and new beginnings, motivation, ambition, new start, aspirations, new projects, attaining goals. I infuse you with creative passion and energy to start and successfully complete new projects. Today's the day. Success. This is breakthrough energy. If there has ever been anything that has not been done before and you want to attempt to do that, now's the time to attempt to do that. I know there are a lot of people, some astrologers I've listened to that says this is not the time to start your new creations. This is not the time to go into a new business. But for the reading that I have been getting, and that is what I go by, for me, this resonates. And sometimes breaking through those boundaries and that are written in the stars that say now is not the time to do this, sometimes breaking through that limit because we know we have limitless possibilities. Sometimes breaking through that limit is doing what no one else is doing because everyone is still sitting around reading the old playbook. Someone has a new playbook. Someone has a new creation stirring up within them. And it's a matter of just choosing one, knowing that any one of those plays, any single one of those plays is going to lead you to success, right? That it's just choosing one to take through the eye of the needle, right? The one you've practiced, the one that you know. This is not, you know, novice energy. This is the magician, it's the emperor. These are major arcana cards. And this is someone who has developed a skill, right? They've developed a talent. And maybe it's bringing that skill and that talent forward in a way that has never been done before. And that is part of the fear or the conflict that we're being called to rise above. But whatever it is, Spirit is saying now is the time. right? Now is the time to answer that call, to rise above, to bring it to fruition, to not worry about what the rest of the world is doing and what everybody else is doing, to act independently, right? Because remember, if this link sees that this collaboration or this group is in some kind of trouble, if this is someone's children and they're watching their children and saying, hey, I don't think this is right, until this cat acts on behalf of what they know, the unseen fox energy, right? Then nothing, it changes the whole game. It changes the whole game. It is not the time to hold back. This can bring transformation. Even though we're acting independently, it brings clarity and transformation and healing to those who are maybe not seeing. Maybe they feel that angel in the background, but they're not seeing the fox, right? They haven't picked up and tuned in to that inner voice in a way that the lynx has. The lynx knows protection because now the lynx can actually be in a place of protecting, of being that guide, of being that guardian, right? And good luck is on this lynx's side. Here, financial security, blessed day, right? We had the wheel, divine timing, all coming together. We have miracle energy, right? It's being present, bringing that inner presence into the physical presence, maintaining that balance, knowing alchemy at a mastery level, keeper of Mother Earth, Archangel Ariel, love, nature, heart-centered, being outdoors, abundance of natural things, care for Earth. I help manifest the fulfillment of physical wants and needs and amplify your care of animals and the environment. 2 weeks, inspired action, rose quartz. We're being called to do what's never been done before, to break through the records, right? You got the Guinness Book of World Records. Oh, well, I want to break this record. I want to break this record. Go for it. Bring it into existence. What you know with inside yourself is so valuable that it brings long-term financial security and success and healing for those you love and care for, those you build and collaborate with, those you guide. It's like, what are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? Right? So overall, very good energy. Yeah, the tower. What are you waiting for, right? The tower and the wheel, right? Bringing long-term success, balance, prosperity. What are we waiting for? You will know when the timing is right. You will hear the call when others do not. Don't wait for them to show you when you're being called to show them what has never been done before, right? I love you guys. I hope this resonates with you, some of you. I'm here always. I love you. And I will speak to you all soon. Peace.